Hello everyone, welcome to the Dating Site Dominator Quick Start tutorial. I wanted to create this screencast to show you, right after you download the trial, how to use this software. It's a very powerful software program that if you know how to use it, it can really dramatically change your dating life. So let's get right to it. Right now I have the screen that you're going to see right after you log in. So on the login screen, you're going to enter your email address and password that you created on the trial download form. And after you log in, you're going to see the search screen. Before we do any searches, though, we have to add our accounts. And these are the accounts that you have with your on your online dating accounts. So these are, for example, Match.com, Plenty of Fish, or OkCupid. Now currently the software only supports these three, but we're actually adding more. So you can either go to the forum or email us to see what's on the drawing board for the next set of sites. So for now, just use any of those three sites. Now two of these are free. Plenty of Fish and OkCupid are free, so you can go there if you don't have one and sign up and create a profile. And Match.com is a pay one. It's very high quality though. I would recommend it. And right now you have those three, but those three are the top sites, so you're getting probably the biggest amount of women on there, using those sites. So what you do is, let's say you have a Match.com account, and your username goes here, and then you'd enter your password, and then you'd hit Save Account. Now what it's going to do is right now, when I click Save Account, I already have one in there for us. But it's going to check, your account to make sure your login credentials are correct. And if it does, then it adds them in, and it's going to be under List of Accounts. So you do that for all three of your accounts. And once you're done with that, I want you to go to the templates. Now, let me explain what the templates do and why they're so important. When you're doing a search, you're going to get hundreds, if not thousands, of profiles that you could potentially message. And when you do this, if you send kind of like a real quick boilerplate message that kind of looks like you didn't put any thought into it, you don't really get as much responses as you would if it looks like you actually wrote the email from using the information in a profile. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's create a Match.com template. I'm going to name this First Contact, so it's the first email going out to the woman. I'm going to put hi, and I'm going to say her username. So right here, this kind of the sky's the limit. These tokens on the left, these are actually values that are taken from their profile. So for example, if their username is SnowBunny12 or whatever, that would replace right here. If they are 25 and you add that in there, it'll replace that with 25. Their location where they live, that's in their profile. Their astrological sign, their religion, ethnicity, what they do, their body type, and then they also put interest. And these are nice to use. So if they say they're interested in shopping, basketball, whatever it is, you can actually use that in your message. So let me show you what I mean. And go hi, and your username. I was browsing your profile and noticed that you were from, I'm going to put the location. How long have you lived there? I just moved here about 8 months ago and love it. I noticed that you were into, and I'm going to use interest 1, and that's going to play, like for example, also I noticed that you were into basketball. Could you tell me more about that? See, hope to hear back from you. Alright, so there you go. I mean, there's one of your templates right there, and it's completely dynamic. It's going to change for each woman. I'm going to hit save, and actually I just noticed I already have one in here. Let's see, First Contact 1. Alright, so now So now I also want to point out to you another thing is the default template. Now what that is some profiles do not have all that information filled out. So these tokens right here, let's say you use the interest one and they didn't fill that out. Well, what happens? The software notices that, and instead of sending an email with a blank space for that value, it's going to say use the default template. The default template is kind of like the safe template that we know is going to work. And you don't get as many variables. You only get 3, but you can kind of create a real simple one just in case. So I'm just going to name this default template. I'm just going to go hi, and the username again. So I really liked your profile. Check out mine and let me know if we're a match. Now these aren't the best templates. I advise you not to use these. These are just for demonstration's sake. I think you should really take some time in making a really good template so that that people actually respond to that. So right now we have first contact, which is the one we just made, and then the default template. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since I have all 3 sites, I'm actually going to replicate that to Plenty of Fish. I'm going to do POF template 1, and do hi, and then name, and then I'm just going to copy and paste because Plenty of Fish actually has all the same variables that we can use here. I'm going to hit save. Then I'm going to do one for OkCupid. And actually, OkCupid does not have the interest in here. It does have location, and it does have the username. So I'm going to have to take this out or change this. Another thing I could do is I see that you're A, and then put our astrological sign. Do you believe in that? And let's see what that means. And hit save. And now, I have pretty much a dynamically generated set of templates that I can use to go out. Now, before we get to the good stuff, I want to show you the settings screen because this is also important. It'll help with your searching. So right now, these are the default values. This is where you can select how long between each message is sent. So what this means is when I send a message, it's going to wait 10 seconds between each of those. So if I had 100 messages, it's going to take essentially 10 seconds times 100 to send that out. This is also the same thing for winks. Now this is how many search results you can get back in one search query. Okay. Usually the sites, the maximum amount I've seen is 2,000. 1,000 results is probably around where you want to keep it. It's really hard to actually get more than that by doing one search. I'm going to show you how you could actually do that with multiple searches, though. Now this is probably the most important here, is how many profile pages to search. Now this is kind of the same thing when you go to the site and you do a search query and then you hit the next for each page. This is how many of those pages. So I'm going to set it for 30 pages. Okay, now this goes all the way up to 120, so you can see that you can get a lot of results doing that. I'm going to hit save, and I'm just going to kind of go through all the sites to kind of make sure that I have the settings that I want in here. Now 30 pages for each site is going to yield a lot of results. One thing also about OkCupid that we found, if you have a free account, you only get a certain amount of storage space for your mailbox, and this includes sent messages. So if you're going to send a lot of messages through OkCupid, it'll start eating up your storage space. So we found a workaround for that. Now what this does is that if you check this box, it's going to delete as soon as the system sends a message. It'll actually delete that message, and that'll free up space to send all your messages. Now this doesn't prevent you from getting messages or whatever. It just won't have a record of all the messages that you sent to the woman in your account on the website. But you'll know in the software who you sent it to. Okay. Alright, so now let's get to the good stuff here. Now I want to make sure that I have all 3 sites selected or just the sites that I have my accounts entered for. I'm going to look for, let's say, 18 to 27. I want them to have a photo. I'm just going to use a test zip code just to kind of show you some of the women from that zip code. And the advanced search allows you to change the height minimum and maximum. I could search just a specific ethnicity, education or income, and also the body type. Let's say I just want athletic, thin, and average women. I can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click search, and you can see how powerful this is. I mean, just imagine how long this would take if you actually had to do this manually. I mean, look at how fast this is gathering all those profiles to message. I mean, it looks like we're gonna hit 1,000 easy. This is how powerful this is. Now, I want you to imagine also if we did send 1,000 messages. Okay, there is probably no other guy that could do this without this software. This is kind of unparalleled here. So if you send a message to 1,000 women, how many do you think are going to respond? Even if it was a small percent, you're going to get a lot of women that are going to respond to you. Now, just so you know, on average, you get anywhere between 15 to 20% will respond. Now, this will vary highly on your profile. And yes, it matters, how good your pictures look, how good your profile is written, and whether you fall into what they want. But of all those women, sending them to more women, gets you more exposure, and that's what kind of the game here. It's a numbers game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this and let this finish searching so we can show you what to do after that. Alright, so we got 1,421 results, okay, from that search. And now that was, again, only 30 pages deep for each site. And that's also according to our specifications. Now here's some interesting stuff that you can do with this. So we have all these profiles here, from Match, OkCupid, and Plenty of Fish. Now let's say I had a template that I only wanted to message to girls that were 22. That's 99 girls right there. So let's say I had a special template that I only want to email to girls that were 22 or let's say 21 because let's say we assume they're in college. We could do that. We could also do let's say we also wanted to email girls that were an accountant or something like that. We can do that. So that's kind of the powerful of these secondary filters, is that we can modify these these search results here and just have women that are kind of like a subsection that we can use for our templates. I mean, that's how powerful this is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the full power of this though. So we got 1,421 results. If we wanted to send them to all, just do that, and then I just hit send message to all. I would select each profile that we created. I'm sorry, each template that we created. I also want to make sure I use the default template if any of the values in the profile are missing. Now, this is also important with continued use of this software. You don't want to double send messages to these women. So when I check this box, it'll add that profile to basically a sent list, and that sent list it'll make sure it doesn't send it again. So it's kind of like a block list, and so to speak. So with this trial, you get 50. The first 50 messages are free. I've used 5, so we only have 45 left. But you can see kind of how fast this will go. This is gonna send to let's see, it's on Match right now, and it's gonna see it's already on the third one. It's on OkCupid now. And I mean, you literally will get messages back within a couple hours, and that's how powerful this is. So I just wanted you to see, with the free trial download, how powerful this software is and what you can do with it. It's really amazing. I guarantee that it's going to increase your dating life. There's nothing else like this. I wish I had this 5 years ago to use this. So I wish you the best of luck. We're going to be doing new updates with new sites. We're going to be releasing high-powered templates to use with your emails. We're also going to be adding a lot of improvements to the software. We want to make a really good community. That's what you're getting with the monthly fee is these websites change all the time. We have to always keep this updated. We have to support you guys. We have to add all these new features and new websites for you. So I highly recommend it. You can cancel at any time, and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.